I'm Ian Clark with Activation, and this video is the definitive download of the actions you can take to alleviate all the toxicity that has been coming at you for all of your life to this day. Your immune system is trying to keep your whole body healthy all the time, trying to keep infections out, trying to keep viruses out, trying to deal with microbes and bacteria that are coming at you all the time. You breathe them up into your sinuses, they sit there waiting. And if your immune system goes down, you can get a cold or a flu or a disease or an infection. And this goes into your body in a daily basis in water, super simple. You just put your drops in your water, drink them, and it goes to work to turn those things into inert matter. And those little microbes and those little heavy metals that are bothering the immune system, that affect cellular function, that cause the mitochondrial to not operate properly, that cause cells to get sick and tired, that to not allow cells to live long enough. And then the salt markers in the cells go off, your sodium potassium pump doesn't work properly, nutrients don't go in right, detox doesn't happen properly. It's all affected by those contaminants. Well, this very efficiently goes after all of those contaminants, and it turns them into an inert matter, and your body just eliminates them. This is simply a plant sterol extract. It's clove, rosemary, thyme, peppermint oil. This little bottle has the plant sterol extracts that are formulated and produced perfectly to allow your body to most efficiently, safely remove all of the things that are bothering your immune system and that are also bothering cellular function. So they did a study in 2010, so this is going back 10 years. Now there's way more cars on the road and even more miles being driven now with more people. But back then, there was still significant. And what they did is they did a study on the number of tires being sold across the nation to big transport trucks and cars and buses and everything. But they averaged it out and they discovered that there's 10 billion pounds of rubber dust released into the atmosphere every year. But it's not in the pavement. It's nowhere to be seen. And they thought, well, where is it going? And it's going somewhere, right? And they realized that as your tire is spinning on the road at 70 miles an hour, on the highways particularly, is where all the wearing happens, the tire spinning is releasing nanoparticles. And those nanoparticles are made of the rubber, and the rubber has all kinds of elements in it. It's got plastics and polymers and heavy metals like mercury, cadmium, and lead. There's different steels in there. There's steel belts. There's all this stuff in rubber dust that's released. And it's spinning off at 70 miles an hour, and the Venturi effect of the vehicles going down the highway pulls air into the roadway where you're driving, and that creates this Venturi effect that drives the air upwards above the vehicles. And when a truck goes by, you can feel it rock your car. It's like that. And they took helicopters and they measured the air samples for up to 1.5 miles above the highway. That's a long ways up. That's like 8,000 feet up, approximately, and they're still getting tiny nanoparticles of rubber dust. That's how far up it was going. And then from there, it's carried by trade winds, and it goes all over the fields and the farmers' fields and the forests, and then all over everywhere, into our houses, into the places we work, into our cars particularly. And we are breathing it. And if you just think about it for a second, never was there an age where people's knees and hips were wearing out like they are now. So why are people's knees and hips wearing out? What's that all about? Well, I can tell you what it is. It's the 10 billion pounds of rubber dust with all the heavy metals and the debris. This is one thing that you breathe in a large amount of over your lifetime, and it goes and gets in your joints and becomes an abrasive. And that abrasive is what wears your body out. Because your knees and your hips should outlast your body for 100 years. Synovial fluid and cartilage, they're wonderfully made, and they're made to work for your whole lifetime. But people are getting knee replacements in their 40s now. So something's up. So if you do the math and just think about it from a scientific standpoint with common sense, it tells you that you have got to learn how to make sure to get all that stuff out of your body on a regular basis. So if every day you're breathing in a little bit, every day you got to get out a little bit. So when this product came along and I found out the power it has to literally annihilate non-human stuff in your system, I thought, okay, let's see what this is going to do. So this is going to help your body to get rid of heavy metals, plastics, or microbes that are bothering you. And the reason you want to get rid of them is because they are distracting your immune system. Because your immune system just wants to keep your body in a really healthy state. so you don't get colds and flus and all these different things that can plague you. The idea is to have the cells live as long as they can, because the more often you replace the cells in your body, the faster you're aging. So this tiny little bottle of Solaris packs the punch that your body wants. It has the tools within it that your whole system is going to use on a broad spectrum basis. This is a day-to-day product for the rest of your life. It is something that is so useful, and there's only a limited amount of supply, but there's a very significant amount of this. It's limited, but it's very significant. So the number of people who are truly interested in investing themselves can afford this 100%. Takes just a few seconds of your day and a few pennies of your life to be able to make sure that you add this into your system every day for the rest of your days.